say on that?
Nolan had a wrist surgery, and so he's just doing rehab. Ants had an issue last year, surgery last year. He's still recovering from that. And then a pick has a lower body that hopefully he'll be ready for camp, but taking it day by day with him.
With Owen, it's September. You don't want to push anything necessarily.
Yeah.
So what do you hope to get out of this prospects challenge? I mean, it's been a few years since the team has been there, part because of the pandemic, but also because of the
Yeah, sure. Well, for us, it's a great chance to get a look at our guys in a real competitive scenario against their peer group and get familiar with some of the players that we aren't that familiar with as a coaching staff. We got some guys in on ATOs that we may be interested in, and we want to see what they bring to the team and what they could do for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Get a feel for everyone, know them as people too, and introduce them to what we're expecting of them as Penguins.
What's sort of the message to them, especially when, like, say you have Kyle Dubas and Jason Spezza watching and, management has their eyes on this? Like, how do you kind of make sure they don't get too overwhelmed by, I guess, the moment of everything?
Yeah, well, I think that our management's done a nice job of communicating with the guys. Kyle spoke to him yesterday in an introductory meeting, and I think everyone understands that this whole setup here this weekend is about competition, and we just want to put them in spots where we feel like they can show us what they have, whether it's a power play guy or a penalty kill guy, and then making sure that they're not that they're taking advantage of each opportunity they get. They may not play in all three games. There's going to be a couple guys that get to play in all three, but just because of the numbers. And when they do get their opportunity to seize it, and it's a great chance for a lot of these kids.
What did you see from Jagger when you had him last season? What are you looking to see from him in this tournament?
Yeah, last year I thought he did a great job adjusting to the American League, and for him it's more about playing with continual pace. He's a big guy. He plays a real hard game. He gets to the net, so we want to see that, more and more. And then just has he picked up some pace, and can he keep up with it? And we think he can. So I'm interested to see, after a season, off season of work, where he's at with that.
What are you seeing from Sam Poolman physically, mentally, emotionally, now that he's getting back in the swing of things?
I mean, he looks great physically. He's in a good spot. We're looking forward with him. He's a great kid, and for us, it's all about what's next for Sam. And on the ice, he's a beast. He's got a lot of confidence out there. So we're happy he's in a good spot, and we're, like I said, everything for him is in front of him.
He looks physically like a little bit bigger even than when we last saw him. It's kind of expected.
Yeah, he's a bear. I mean, there's no doubt about it. There's not a lot of guys that are built like him that can control the play down low. It's one of the things we love about him, that he's willing and wants to play the grind game, thrives down there. When you see somebody dominate in that area of the ice like he does, it's pretty exciting.
Corey Andonovski, just assessment of him after one full season with pro hockey.
Yeah, Ando, he's got all the tools. We really like him. It's more about just finding the consistency, and then we'd like to see a certain style of game. And I think sometimes we get caught between what he was able to do in college and what's going to be effective here, what got him in the door here, and how he has to adjust a little bit as a player and what he needs to bring every single shift, every night. And I think last year was a good learning opportunity for him. He's a great person. He works really hard. So I'm looking forward to seeing him do that. Playing with that certain edge, shift in and shift out.
And Joel Blomqvist taking that next step this year. Just what are you guys hoping to see from him, or just maybe where is he at right now, kind of coming into this big year for him?
Sure, I'm excited. I mean, he played a couple of games with us. Each game he was really good. And I think a lot of the differences here with the traffic and bigger bodies and more shot volume and just stuff happening around the net is something that he's going to get used to. And then also, I mean, I don't know if you were watching the scrimmages at all, or the little scrimmage we had, but he played the puck pretty well in one instance, and that's something he worked on a lot in the summer too. And something we think can be useful for our team. So just living over here, I mean, that's an adjustment, moving from one country to another and getting used to that. So getting him comfortable in that environment, and then just, he's a talented kid, letting his skill set shine. So we're excited to have him.
Sticking with the goalies, Taylor Gauthier came up, had some success for you, and team-wide success maybe wasn't abundant. Just what worked for Taylor in the little bit you got to work with him?
Yeah, he's really, really competitive. Never gives up on anything, and he was really solid for us. He was our best goalie down the stretch there, and gave us a chance every night, even when the situation was difficult for him at times. But he's a gamer. He's got the ability to read the play, and he's a big kid. And then he's got his glove on the other side, so it always throws people off.
What did you see from Jack St. Ivany in his first full year?
Yeah, Jack is a little bit of the same of, with Andonovsky, where he's coming from college and trying to figure out how he fits into the pro game, where in college he was on the power play a bit, might have been utilized in some different scenarios, and we love his skating ability. He's long, he can play physical, he can make a good first pass, and just his ability to get back there and break us out is something we want to see him take some steps in.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got it. Thank you.